So hey man, do you smoke?
Yeah.
How many packs a day?
3.
And how much does each pack cost?
$7.
And for how long have you been smoking?
20 so years.
7 times 3 is $21, right?
Right.
And 21 times 30, that's $630, right?
Right.
630 times 12, that's $7,560, right?
Right.
$7,560 times 15 years is $113,400, right?
Right.
Had you not smoked the past 15 years, you could have bought yourself a Porsche.
Do you smoke?
Mm-mm.
And where's your Porsche?
Yeah, alright. Alright, who wants to hold it?
I could hold it.
For how long have you been smoking?
20 so years. And where's your Porsche?
Yeah, fool! So, fellas, which one of you wants to go first?
It was interesting to just focusing on counting the cigarettes in money worth and equating that as like a shock value. But the other guy took it matter of fact, like he enjoyed smoking, so it was worth that sacrifice. It wasn't about the money.
Many times, like, we think, like, oh, a little bit every day, like, will, like, necessarily yield something in the future. But not really, you know, only if you have the mind to it. The guy wasn't, like saving up for a Porsche. So, like, yeah, he wasn't spending money with cigarettes, but he was probably spending money with something else, because then where's his Porsche, right? You will only get a Porsche if that's your goal and if you're like saving for that.
I am not sure I understand what the Porsche has to do with smoking at all. Like, a Porsche is more important than, say, not smoking, or I don't know. It's a funny video.
You can spend money poisoning yourself and not loving yourself by doing something as bad as smoking, which destroys your body. And it's also voting with your dollars. So you're voting with your dollars to pay people who don't care about the world, and meanwhile you're destroying your body. So it's a lose-lose. I think this planet will start to turn around when people start loving themselves. And when you love yourself, you can open your heart and start to love others. But you can't love another until you love yourself.
Absolutely.
A lot of people think that they know what's the right way and what they should do, and they're really quick to judge other people. And we seem to forget that judgment that we have for other people is just almost like judgments of ourselves. Something that was happening inside the guy that was making all those accusations allowed him to not buy that Porsche, and so it kind of made him realize that the faults that he's seen in other people are just the faults that he has. And so it's a nice reminder.
I think I might be the perfect candidate then.
Really?
Absolutely.
Why do you say that?
I've never smoked in my entire life, and I am an amputee from cancer.
Wow.
And I still don't smoke to this day, but so I don't know. I guess in life it's your choice to do what you want, because I guess life comes and goes for all of us, so it's your choice.
That guy didn't spend $100-something thousand on cigarettes, but he spent it on something else because he had that money to spend. So I think it wasn't so much about what you're going to spend on cigarettes as much as temptation in general.
'Cause you don't always die from tobacco. Sometimes you just have a hole in your throat.
Seen that commercial? It's an old commercial.
From this film I learned that unless one applies one's mind to something, one is not going to accomplish that thing. The guy who did not smoke did not spend his money on tobacco, but he, like the smoker, did not save his money. He would have saved his money only had he actually put his mind to it. Similar principle works in the spiritual life. Unless you focus your mind on your spiritual path, you are likely not going to find enlightenment. Bhagavad Gita, the great book of spiritual wisdom, teaches, one must deliver oneself with the help of one's mind and not degrade oneself. The mind can be a friend or an enemy. For one who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has not, his mind will be his greatest enemy. The mind is the central point of yoga practice. The purpose of the yoga system is to control the mind and to draw it away from attachment to material objects. The mind must be so trained that it can deliver the soul from the mire of nescience. The pure soul is entangled in the material world because the mind is involved with the false ego, which desires to lord it over material nature. Therefore, the mind should be trained so that it will not be attracted by the glitter of material nature. The more one's attracted by sense objects, the more one becomes entangled in material existence. The best way to disentangle oneself is to always engage the mind in spiritual Krishna consciousness. As long as one's mind remains an unconquered enemy, one has to serve the dictations of lust, anger, greed, illusion, etc. Therefore, the mind which is always engaged in Krishna consciousness is the cause of supreme liberation.